Imagine a world where riding motorcycles is not just a fun pastime, but a whole new way of life. Some people have taken this hobby to the extreme, forming their own subculture known as 1% bikers or outlaw motorcycle clubs. These guys are the real rebels, the ones who live life on the edge. However, in the realm of motorcycle clubs, the designation of nomads carries a weighty reputation. These groups, characterized by their nomadic nature and absence of a fixed clubhouse, have garnered a certain notoriety within the subculture. But what sets apart the most dangerous nomads from their counterparts? Let's find out. Meet the Outlaws Motorcycle Club, one of the big shots in the outlaw motorcycle club scene. They're part of the notorious Big Four alongside the Hells Angels, Banditos, and Pagans. These guys have a reputation for their rebellious spirit and, let's just say, their involvement in some not-so-legal activities. But here's where things get interesting. The Outlaws have these chapters called nomad chapters. And no, they're not wandering around with a GPS trying to find their way home. These nomad chapters don't have a fixed clubhouse location. They're like the nomads of the motorcycle club world, always on the move. Now, let's not forget about the Hells Angels. They're another big name in the outlaw motorcycle club game. Just like the Outlaws, they've got their own nomadic chapters. And boy, have they been involved in their fair share of shenanigans over the years. But here's the deal, my friend. We can't judge an entire group based on the actions of a few individuals. It's like saying all cats are troublemakers just because you met one feisty feline. Now imagine that you're a biker, happily cruising along with your club, but then life throws you a curveball, and you find yourself needing to move to a faraway land. Suddenly, attending club meetings becomes a logistical nightmare. What do? Well, fear not, because there's a solution called becoming a nomad. But, hold on, BQs. It's not a decision you make on your own. You can't just slap on a nomad patch and hit the road. Oh no, it's not that easy. To become a nomad, you need to seek permission from the powers that be, the charter or chapter you're currently a part of. It's like asking your boss for a day off, but with a bit more leather and roaring engines involved. If they give you the green light, congratulations, you're on your way to becoming a nomad. Now, why would they grant you this nomadic status? Well, it's usually because you're moving to an area that's too far from the existing chapter. Attending meetings and events would be extremely tricky, so they cut you some slack and let you roam free. However, there are times when this doesn't go well. Meet Jay Dobbins, a former ATF agent who pulled off the ultimate undercover mission. He managed to infiltrate the notorious Hells Angels in Mesa, Arizona, and become a full-fledged member. Well, at least that's what he claims. But the Hells Angels deny ever giving him a patched vest. But guess what? Being a nomad just made it easy for him to do his work more efficiently. Dobbins embarked on this undercover adventure back in 2001, and let me tell you, it was no walk in the park. He had to go to great lengths to convince the Hells Angels that he was one of their own. But it wasn't until he bashed in the head of a rival Mongols member that they finally accepted him into their inner circle. Little did they know, the man he murdered was actually an undercover police officer who had infiltrated the Mongols. Talk about a case of mistaken identity. Dobbins, being the clever agent he was, snapped a photo of the dead officer covered in cow brains and blood as evidence of the kill. That's some next-level undercover work right there. With his newfound acceptance into the Hells Angels, Dobbins thought he had it made, but alas, trouble was brewing. One of the Hells Angels members committed a heinous act, brutally murdering a woman named Cynthia Garcia and burying her nearly decapitated body in the desert. However, guilt got the best of him, and he turned informant, spilling the beans on the Hells Angels' activities. Dobbins, along with another informant and 2 other undercover officers, provided crucial intel that led to a massive sting operation in 2003. The result? 52 arrests and several Hells Angels members indicted on charges of racketeering and murder. Literally, a major takedown. But here's where things take a dark turn. After the raid, Dobbins found himself in hot water. The Hells Angels weren't too pleased with his role in their downfall. In fact, they started threatening him, and things escalated to the point where his house was burned down. You'd think that after all his sacrifices, the ATF, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, would have his back, right? Well, think again. The ATF decided that giving him a new identity was just not cost-effective. Seriously, guys. Not one to back down, Dobbins took matters into his own hands and sued the ATF in 2008. After a grueling 6-year court battle, a federal judge delivered a scathing rebuke to the ATF for their dishonorable practices. She awarded Dobbins $173,000 in damages and even denied the government royalties from his book called No Angel, about the whole crazy incident. Take that, ATF. Dobbins was quite lucky because messing with a motorcycle club might not be the best idea after all. This story just goes to show that truth can be stranger than fiction, especially when it involves infiltrating the Hells Angels.